those patterns, you know, I saw a 17-year-old client recently, this young girl, you know, and I look at her on the screen, and whenever she's trying to hear something, she used to have trouble with her ears. And I see her doing a little bit of this every time she's, you know, trying to hear. Mm-hmm. And, you know, all her problems are on the side, on the right side where she's doing this, you know, 17 years old.
Wow.
She had an ear problem when she was 3 or 4 years old. So her body learned to do a little bit of this, right? And so she's straining constantly this part of her neck and shoulder, and it goes down her shoulder blade and into her back. And it's all on the same side. From this tiny little habit, she can hear fine now, but her body kind of got into a habit of doing this anyways. So, and once I pointed that out, she just noticed that she was not aware of it before, you know. And we can catch those things for ourselves. It's not easy, but if you slow down and pay attention, you will definitely notice, you know, little things that, and it's those things that happen over and over again that kind of create, you know, limitations, and, you know, the body has to adapt, and then other parts have to adapt as well, not just the part that you're straining. And it creates that imbalance and sometimes leads to pains and aches. So we'll do our sort of exploration class today using the bands, the long piece, the mini loop, the gorgeous ball, and our therapy balls. Mm-hmm. And we'll start on our back with the blanket under your head, knees bent. We'll do sort of like a slower class, and I'd like us to, again, really stay aware of the sensations that we're experiencing and try to feel the difference. Every move, just see, you know, if it's different from the move before, or when you do it with the band and then you do it without the band. Just try to feel the difference. You're the pilot of your own plane, right? I'm the operator on the ground. You gotta fly your plane, right? Okay. So on your back, the blanket under your head, knees bent. Let's just do a bit of a, they call it body centering. You can have your knees together so your legs don't have to work. And now that you're not sort of resisting gravity, trying to be upright, see how your body can soften and enjoy the support of the floor that you're receiving. Notice the parts of your body that are touching the floor and the points on those parts of your body where it's in contact with the floor. The back of your head, your shoulders. Notice where your arms are touching the floor, where your hands are touching the floor. See if your right arm feels the same as your left arm. Easy, smooth breaths through your nose. Noticing where you feel the shape change with each inhale. And then the release and softening on the exhale. And maybe some parts of the body that don't want to release quite yet. Just noticing that. And then your upper back, where it's touching the floor. And then the space below your lower back, your hips, your sacrum, where they're touching the floor. And then your feet, the soles of your feet, how they're touching the floor. Does your right foot feel the same as your left foot? Gently move your head side to side, as though you're saying no. See that your ear is moving towards the floor and not towards your shoulder. So you're keeping the neck long. And then come back to center and do a few nods like you're saying yes. So tucking the chin in and then gently moving the chin up and then in again and up. Now let's draw a circle with the chin. So like the chin is tracing a face of a clock. Nice and slow. And then see how your neck feels when you do this movement. Really, really slow. And then come back to center, make sure that the neck goes long. Take a couple more inhales and exhales here. Roll onto one side and go over onto your belly and have your gorgeous ball with you. So we'll place the gorgeous ball under the belly button and we'll be up on the forearms. And we'll just go side to side. And then around in a circle. Notice how the belly feels. You can help to steer this move with your toes. So turn the toes, tuck the toes in, and then steer with the toes. And then settle over the belly button. If it feels quite tight and gripping, you can stay up on your forearms if you want, and if it feels okay, you can release your forehead down. Try to soften your shoulders. Take a few breaths here, expanding your belly into the ball, and then softening, allowing the ball to go slightly deeper into your belly on the exhale. And come up onto your forearms and then go side to side again. And we'll put the ball off to the side and we'll go all the way down again. So here I want your left cheek to be glued to the back of your right hand. Yeah, sometimes it gets very confusing. Your left cheek will be glued to the back of your right hand. Now we'll inhale into the belly, extend the belly into the floor. As you exhale, drive the pelvis into the ground, engage your legs, and then lift your elbow, your hand, your arm, and your head a few inches off the floor with your gaze looking towards your right shoulder. And then slowly, slowly bring yourself down. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, you're driving the pelvis into the floor, engage your legs, and then lift your arm and your head and your chest off the floor 2 inches. The gaze is directed towards your right shoulder, and slowly with control down. One more time. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor, engage your legs, feet together. Slowly lift off. Nice. And then all the way down. Nice and slow. Beautiful. Take a moment here. And then turn your head the other way. So your right cheek will be glued to the back of your left hand. So the right hand will move in closer to your chest and the left will be in the front. Yeah? And then the right cheek is resting on the back of the left hand. Inhale into the belly. Make sure the neck flows long, so you're tucking the chin in slightly. As you exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor, engage your legs, and then lifting your arm, your torso, your head, a few inches off the floor, and then slowly down. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, press the pelvis into the floor, engage your legs, and lift it up. And slowly down. One more time, try to lift your elbow as well as you're lifting your torso and the head up. Inhale into the belly. Lori, if you're not sure, you can watch me do this one. So as we exhale and drive the pelvis into the floor, see how my head, my torso, and my shoulder and my elbow lift up. And then slowly down. One more time. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, you drive the pelvis into the floor and lift up. Nice. And slowly down. Beautiful. Now look down, rest your forehead on the backs of your hands and gently sway your hips side to side, releasing the lower back. Yes. And now we'll glue the left cheek to the back of the right hand again. And we'll lift the arm and the opposite leg. Okay? So inhale into the belly. Exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor. Same thing as we did before. As you exhale, you lift your right arm, your torso, and now the left leg off the floor. Point your left toes. Feel the connection between your right shoulder blade and your left hip. And then slowly, slowly down. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, you start lifting. You press the pelvis into the floor first. Then your cheek stays glued to the back of your hand. You lift your arm. The gaze is directed towards the right shoulder. The left leg lifts. And slowly down. One more time. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor. And then lift the elbow, the hand, the torso, and your left leg, point your left toe. And slowly down. Beautiful. Turn your head the other way. Your right cheek is glued to the back of your left hand. Inhale into the belly, really expand into the belly. Exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor, keep your feet together. And now lift the left elbow, the left shoulder, the left hand looking towards your left shoulder and lifting your right leg. Point your toes and slowly down. Inhale into the belly. Exhale. Drive the pelvis into the floor and lift off. Try to lift the front of your right thigh off the floor. And slowly down. One last time. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, lift up the torso, the elbow, the hand, the head, and the leg. And slowly down. Beautiful. Gaze down into the floor. Rest your forehead on the back of your hands and gently move your hips side to side. Now let's come up onto our forearms and we'll create this diamond shape through the elbows and through the fingertips like this. Your elbows are roughly underneath your shoulders. And you release the chest towards the ground. Feel the shoulder blades glide in towards the spine, like the elevator doors are closing. And now we're pressing through the forearms. Feel the space between the shoulder blades widen, like the elevator doors are opening, and the neck is nice and long. Inhale, release the chest towards the floor. Feel the shoulder blades move in towards the spine. Exhale, drive the forearms into the floor, slow, slow. Feel the shoulder blades move away from the spine like the elevator doors are opening. Inhale, close the doors. Maybe visualize those doors closing. Come together. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, start pressing your legs into the floor, your pelvis into the floor, and then press through the forearms. Beautiful. Tuck your chin in slightly. Stay there, and now see if you can look towards your right shoulder. Come back to center. Turn your head towards the left shoulder. Look at the shoulder. Come back to center, and then slowly release towards the ground. Allow those elevator doors to close. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, press the pelvis into the floor, press your legs, press through the forearms and lift up. Feel the elevator doors open. So stay here, look forward, keep your head still, and only move your eyes towards your right shoulder as far as you can. Back to center. To the left shoulder, just the eyes. Back to center. Over to the right shoulder, just the eyes. Back to center, over to the left shoulder. Back to center, and then slowly release down. Elbows slightly wider, release your forehead onto your hands. Take a moment here. Now let's widen our arms so the fingertips will be in line with your shoulders. Go up onto the fingertips, and your sort of wrists are wider than your elbows. So the wrists are not here. It's like a spider legs. So Gloria and Terry, move your hands towards each other, so closer. There, yeah. Gloria, a bit more for you, closer to Terry. Closer to Terry. There you go. Nice. Inhale into the belly. As you exhale, drive the pelvis into the floor, press your legs into the floor, and then push yourself up onto your fingertips. Yeah, lifting the chest off the floor. Beautiful. And then slowly, slowly down. Sort of elbows are driving away from each other. Release your head down. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, press the pelvis into the floor, press your legs into the floor, press yourself up. Lift the chest up. Beautiful. And slowly down. One more time. Inhale into the belly. Exhale, pelvis drives into the floor, legs push into the floor, and lift up. Stay here. Now see if you can turn your head and look towards your right shoulder. Come back to center. Keep squeezing the legs, keep squeezing the glutes, so the legs are helping your upper body to stay in the spinal extension. Come back to center and then slowly down. Beautiful. Take a moment, take a breath here. Lovely. So we'll roll onto our back and we'll have the gorgeous ball underneath our shoulder blades. And we'll have the blanket quite high. So the back of your head and your ribcage will be roughly on the same level. And before you go down, let's just put the long piece on the floor. So it's here for us to use a bit later. So when you go down, the gorgeous ball will be underneath the shoulder blades. Excuse me. And then your head is high enough to feel roughly on the same plane as your ribcage. You might have to play with your blanket. So it feels like a sort of gentle chest opening, but it doesn't feel like your head is falling down towards the floor too much. So we're not going to do that neck crunch that we did here. Well, it's not a neck crunch. It looks like it if you don't really, work with your exhale here. Just want us to breathe and try to steer the breath into the back ribs. So as you take an inhale, notice where the breath goes. Where do you feel the shape change? Is it through the front of your chest? Does it go up into your shoulders maybe? And on the next inhale, try to extend your back ribs into the ball, where you feel the ball gently pushing out the hips. And then as you exhale, slowly let it go, soften it. Maybe even place your fingertips on your front ribs. And as you take an inhale, try to feel the extension through the back ribs into the ball. Exhale and soften. One more time. Inhale, feel that extension into the back ribs, into the ball. Exhale and soften. Now we'll support the back of our head with our fingertips. So the elbows are pointing away from each other. We won't be lifting our head up, but we'll keep the elbows sort of widening and gently reaching away from each other. And I want you to feel the power of your exhale here. So inhale, do the same thing you did before, expanding into the back ribs where you feel the ball. And then you exhale, nice and long exhale. Keep exhaling till you feel a gentle tugging in through the front of your abdominal wall, as though your front ribs want to tuck into the belly. And you'll feel your upper body gently lift off like a millimeter off the ball. And then you inhale and you release. Inhaling into the back ribs again. As you exhale, make it nice and long, and go till you feel a gentle tucking in of your front ribs into your belly at the very bottom of the exhale. And then inhale again. Inhaling into the back bottom ribs, right into the ball. Slowly exhale, keep exhaling, keep exhaling. Almost like gently bracing all around the midsection, the very end of the exhalation. and feel that gentle tucking in of your front ribs into the ball. And inhale and let it go. Beautiful. Nice. So roll off the ball, take the ball off to the side, and unfold the blanket so your head is not quite as high anymore, because the ball is not there. And then take a moment on your back and see if you can still inhale into the back ribs and feel that gentle extension through the back bottom ribs and through your middle back. You might feel your middle back pressing a little bit more into the floor as you inhale. Try to tune into that sensation. So it's pressing to the floor and then inhale, and then become slightly lighter on your exhale. Nice. So now make sure the resistance band is hugging you across your upper mid back, just below your shoulder blades and above your bra strap. If the bra was there, it will be hugging you just above the bra strap. Go hold onto the ends of your resistance band, and we'll pull on the band, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. So if you don't feel much resistance from the band, you're welcome to hold onto the band slightly away from the end and then pull on it, and you'll feel more resistance from the band. Keep your middle back where you feel the band heavy on it. So gently press into the band where you feel it's hugging you. We'll reach the right arm towards the sky. We'll stretch the band by doing that, and we'll feel the right shoulder blade lifting off the floor. And then you slowly allow the band to recoil, and your shoulder blade will rest on the floor again. And reach the right arm nice and high, so it's longer than your left arm now, and it's your right shoulder blade that has moved away from the spine and away from the floor. And then slowly allow it to recoil and settle back down. Try to keep your elbows straight. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Reach. And then slowly down. Beautiful. Bend your elbows. Take a moment here. Take again a few breaths right into your middle back. And on the inhale, try to sense the middle back becoming heavy on the floor. On the exhale, becoming slightly lighter. And now we'll pull on the band again, reach the arms up. First, register both shoulder blades on the ground. So now the left arm starts reaching up, lengthening, stretching the band, and the left shoulder blade lifted off the ground. And then exhale and allow the shoulder blade to settle back down, nice and smooth. Feel the shoulder blade touching the floor, the left shoulder blade touching the floor, and your right shoulder blade touching the floor. And they're not creeping up to your ears, they're staying on your ribcage. And now we'll lift the left arm up towards the sky. The left arm becomes longer than your right, and the left shoulder blade has left its home base, so it's now further away from your spine and away from the floor. And then slowly. One more time. Inhale into the middle back. Feel the resistance band. As you exhale, you reach your left arm up towards the sky, and you feel your left shoulder blade move away from the spine, away from the floor. And then slowly again. Soften the elbows, release the bend. Take a moment here. Let's reach the right arm up now without the bend. So feel the phantom bend still there. Can you connect into that sensation of still holding into the bend? Can you feel your arm? Now reach the arm up towards the sky and see if it feels different from when you were holding onto the bend. And bring it down. And reach it up again. Feel the shoulder blade move away from the spine. And then pull it down again. Reach up. Notice if the top of the shoulder wants to come up to the ear. Try to keep it down. And release it towards the floor. And one more time, reach. Down. Beautiful. Right arm relaxes. Let's do the left arm. First, feel both shoulder blades on the ground. Make sure the top of your left shoulder is not creeping up to the ear. It stays down. Now we'll reach the left arm up towards the sky. Feel the shoulder blade move away from the spine and away from the floor. And then slowly bring it down. Smooth it out. Make this movement nice and smooth. Reach the arm up towards the sky. Really feel the shoulder blade moving away from the spine and then bring it down. And one more time. Reach. And beautiful. And fold the elbow. Take a moment here. Let's roll onto one side so you can see the screen. And we'll stack our knees and our will be on the side. We'll hold onto the top end of the band with the top arm. So we'll fold the bottom elbow so it's out of the way. You can move it to underneath your head. And I want you to start pulling on this end, just like we did when we were on our back, but now we're on our side. So you pull and you stretch the band. Try to sense the shoulder blade moving away from the spine again, and back in again. And now as you reach the arm forward and you feel the shoulder blade move away from the spine, try to soften through the middle back and allow the middle back to move as well. As you reach in the top fingertips further forward. And then slowly let your arm back in. Make sure your hand is right in line with your shoulder. So it's not up towards your face. It's right in line with your shoulder. And we'll reach forward again. Reach. Soften the middle back. Allow it to follow your fingertips. It'll feel like a gentle spiral through the middle back. And then pull it back. Make sure the hand doesn't move up towards the face, right? It moves straight forward. Reach forward, stretch the band, keep reaching out, soften through the middle back, allow the gentle spiral there, and then pull back. Beautiful. Now let go of the band, and now we'll try this without the band, just with the hand, the arm and hand. Nice and soft, the hand is right in line with your shoulder. So it's not here, it's right here. Now I'm going to glide the arm forward, feel the shoulder blade move, and then feel your middle back spiral gently towards the floor, and then pull back. And then glide forward, and glide back. Notice the difference. Do you feel the difference between the time when you had the band and now without the band? Beautiful. Nice. So now let's try to move our right top knee forward and then back. Just a couple inches forward and then back. Forward. So the foot doesn't move so much. The feet stay stacked, right? It's the knee, and the knee will take your pelvis forward with it a little bit. Try to keep the feet together the whole time. The knee, and it takes the pelvis forward. Like a gentle spiral goes down into the lower back. Move forward just a touch. Yeah, even if it's just 1 inch. And back. Yeah, very nice job. That's good. Forward. Beautiful. And back. And now we'll do both things together at the same time. The arm in line with the shoulder and the knee. And the feet stay together. So reach the arm forward, reach, and the knee reaches forward 1 inch. And the middle back softens and goes into a gentle spiral towards the floor. And then you pull back. Beautiful. 2 more times. Reach forward, the knee and the arm, the shoulder blade and the spine spirals towards the floor, and then back. And one last time. Reach. And beautiful. So now we'll bring ourselves up onto the side, and we'll switch. Bring blanket with you. So the band will stay under the middle back. So when we settle on the side, we can hold onto the band. Knees are stacked. If you want, you can try having the horse's ball between your knees and see if it makes a difference in how your lower back feels. Okay. So holding into the band, we'll reach the top arm forward and we'll feel the shoulder blade move away from the spine and then come back to the original spot. So with the bend, feel the bend hugging you across your upper knee back. Try not to sort of give into that resistance, but do the opposite, gently pressing out through your upper knee back. And then reach the arm forward, glide forward. The hand stays in line with your shoulder, and then you do it forward back. And one last time, reach. So this time allow the spine, the middle back, to follow your shoulder blade and gently spiral towards the floor. Come back. 2 more like that. So reach forward, feel the shoulder blade move, and now your middle back spiraling towards the floor. And come back. And last time. Reach. Shoulder blade moves, and now the middle back. Try not to move the hand towards the face, so the hand stays in line with the shoulder. And pull back. Beautiful. Now let go of the bend. We'll do the arm reach without the bend. Hand in line with the shoulder. Reach, glide the arm forward, and allow the middle back to follow. And then pull it back. And reach forward, gliding forward. The chest gently opens towards the floor and pull it back. Feel the difference between the time when you have the bend and now that you don't have the bend. How do you feel your shoulder blade and your middle back? Are you more aware or less? Can you feel them move last time? Lovely. So now we'll try the knee on this side. So you're moving the knee forward, the feet stay together, and you'll feel the spiral go into your lower back. Move forward,
and back. Gliding forward and back. One more time. Forward. Feel the pelvis rotating towards the floor ever so slightly. And now arm and knee. Glide the arm forward and allow the knee to glide forward. Keep your feet together, spiraling towards the floor, and then pull back. The hand stays in line with the shoulder and glide forward. The knee slides forward, spiraling towards the floor. And last time, spiraling. And beautiful. Roll onto your back. Your blanket is right underneath you. Knees together. Let's take a moment here. Notice how much of your body is available to your breath now. And you feel that extension through the middle back towards the floor as you're taking in here. Now bring your arms into a T shape, so both hands are in line with your shoulders. No, just turn around. We'll make fists, and the fists will be facing up towards the sky. And we'll gently roll both fists in towards the floor, so the fingers are now facing the floor. Feel the root of your arm inside the shoulder blade when you rotate your fists in. And now slowly rotate them all the way out, and then maybe a little bit more so your thumbs are touching the floor. So keep going with these rotations. You're rotating the fists, and the fists, they're taking your arms with them. Notice how it feels deep inside the shoulder socket, nice and gentle. Make sure you're breathing. If it starts hurting or becomes uncomfortable, don't go further. Stay there and breathe and rotate the other way. Notice if your right arm feels different from your left arm with these rotations. Notice if the top of the shoulder wants to creep up to the ear. Can you keep your neck, the side of your neck, nice and long? And now we'll come back to your initial shape. So both palms are facing up. And we'll try doing opposite sides. So one arm will rotate in, the fist will rotate in, and the other arm will rotate out. You keep breathing and you slowly, slowly rotating one arm in, one arm out. And notice the difference. How does it feel now that you're doing rotations in the opposite directions? See if you can move your head towards the arm that's rotating out. The fists that rotating out and your thumb is now on the floor. And you're looking towards that hand, that fist, and then you switch. You slowly rotate the opposite arm out and you look towards the fist, which thumb is on the floor now. One more time each side, nice and slow. Notice if you feel some rotation through your ribcage. Ever so slightly, the ribcage rotates towards the arm that's rotating out. to notice that. Beautiful. And then relax your arms by your sides and you move them closer to your legs and take a moment there. So bend your knees if your knees are straight. Move your resistance band to your lower back. Pull on the band right by your side of the body, by your waistline. So when you bring your forearms up, you feel the resistance from the band. It's like the band wants to bring you to your lower bridge, right? If you just hold the band and then bring the forearms up, there's no resistance. So try to hold it as close to your waistline as possible, and then tuck your elbows into the sides of the body and lift the forearms up. And now feel the resistance from the band. Nice. And now here, let's tip the pelvis forward, giving into the resistance you're feeling from the band. So it creates a deeper arch in your lower back. And as you exhale, you tip your pelvis back and you flatten your lower back into the ground. And then you inhale and you give into the resistance. Tip the pelvis forward. And exhale, tip it back. And now we'll try to add a movement in our neck to this movement in the lower back. So as you tip your pelvis forward and you gently give into the resistance of the bend, then you tuck your chin in slightly, lengthening the neck. As you exhale, you tip the pelvis forward and you gently lifting the chin up just to touch. Lower back presses into the floor and the chin is lifted just to touch. Inhale, tip your pelvis forward, bring your chin in. Exhale, tipping the pelvis back, nice and slow, lifting the chin up just to touch. And the shoulders are staying down, they're not coming up to the ears. Inhale, tip the pelvis forward, feel the arch in the lower back, tuck the chin in, feel the length of the neck. Exhale, tip the pelvis back, chin moves up, shoulders stay down. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. Now release the bend. Arms by your sides. And let's do the same move, but now without the bend. Inhale, tip the pelvis forward, tuck the chin in. Exhale, tip the pelvis back, gently lifting the chin up. Inhale, tipping the pelvis forward, tuck the chin in. Exhale, tip the pelvis back, gently lifting the chin up. Press the lower back into the ground. One more time. Inhale, tip the pelvis forward, tuck the chin in. Exhale, tip the pelvis back, press the lower back into the ground and lift the chin. And come back to neutral. Now we'll straighten our left leg. We'll keep the right knee bent. We'll find the resistance band and we'll move it up towards our the first position, just below your shoulder blades. And you'll move the band in such a way that your right arm will have the longer side. So the left side will be sort of on your chest. You'll hold onto it with your left hand. And then the longer hand will be in your right arm. Make sure you can feel some resistance there. So it's not slack, you feel the resistance from the hand. So pull on the band, feel that lengthening. Keep reaching the arm up till you start noticing how the shoulder blade is lifting off its original spot. It's moved away from the spine. Now you'll press through the right foot, and by pressing to the right foot, you roll onto your left side, and you'll keep reaching the right arm forward. Keep your hand in line with your shoulder, and only to your side, your head will have to lift off the blanket, neck stays in line with your spine, and then you slowly roll yourself back. Beautiful, and then soften the elbow, take a moment here. So this is one roll. We'll do two more, and we'll go to the side. So reach the arm up. Start reaching it so much that you feel the shoulder blade lift off the floor and move away from the spine. Start pressing through the right foot. Roll onto your left side. Your head will lift off the blanket because the neck needs to stay in line with your spine. You keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Feel now the spiral through the middle back as your chest gently rotates open towards the floor. And slowly goes up. And soften the elbow. Beautiful, one more time. Reach the arm up. Move on the bend, so you're reaching it towards the sky. Feel the shoulder blade move away from the spine. Push into your right foot. Rolling onto the left side. Reach. Allow that gentle rotation through the mid back. And come back to center. And soften the elbow. Beautiful. Let's do it on the other side. Bend your left knee, straighten your right leg. Shift your bend so now the long end is in your left hand and the short is in your right hand. So fighting it on your chest. Decide how much resistance this side wants. Chances are, it will feel different from the other side. Maybe it wants less resistance or more. Make sure you can make this move smooth. If it's kind of shaking, maybe you need a little bit less resistance there. Okay, so we'll reach the arm up towards the sky. Feel the shoulder blade move away from the spine. Push into your left foot. Start rolling onto the right side, nice and slow. The head has to come off the blanket. The neck is in line with the spine. Reach. And then slowly go back. And release the arm. Deep breath here. And we'll reach the arm again. Feel the bend hugging you across your mid back. So we're still pressing out into that sensation. Reach the arm up. The top of the shoulder stays away from the ear. You push into the left foot and you roll. The neck is nice and strong. It keeps in line with the spine. The hand is in line with your shoulder. Keep reaching till you feel a gentle spiral on the middle back as your chest opens towards the floor. And then slowly stop back. And then soften the elbow. One last time. Reach up. The top of the shoulder stays down. Reach, feel the shoulder blade move away from the spine. Push through your foot and then roll onto the side. See how your neck is doing? Is it aligned with the spine? Reach, keep reaching. Feel it spiral through the mid back. And slowly breathe. Beautiful. And release the arm down. Bend your knees, allow them to come together. Your arm will be resting by your sides. And we'll do that body scan again. Just like we did in the beginning. If your legs want to straighten, go ahead and do that. It feels good to have them together. Straight here. Soft, easy breaths through the nose. Noticing where your body is in touch with the ground. Noticing how much of your body is available to your breath. Where do you feel the shape change happen when you take an inhale? And the softening and letting go as you exhale. And you feel your right arm on the floor, the right hand, the right fingertip. Then you feel your left arm on the floor, the left hand, your left fingertip. Does your right arm feel the same as your left arm? Or do they feel different? Now invite your inhales to lengthen and your exhales to lengthen. Separate your knees and bring them into your chest one at a time. Give yourself a nice gentle squeeze. Maybe rock side to side. And then put your feet down, roll to one side, and then press yourself up. And this will be the end of the